Let's talk about a topic called simple interest. Simple interest. Now there's a formula we need to know for simple interest. Well, what would that formula be? That formula would be A is equal to P multiply 1 plus RT. Now simple interest would usually be used in lower grades. I think it gets introduced in grade 9, sometimes grade 10, depending on the school. So let's suppose we meet Peter. Okay. Peter decides he wants to invest his money at 5% interest rate. But we're going to use simple interest method. You want to do this for about 2 years. So after 2 years, how much money would Peter have? Peter decides to invest 15,000 USD. So let's talk about the notations that we'll use. So P is known as the principal amount. The principal amount, it just simply means what is the starting amount, right? What is the amount Peter started with? Well, Peter walked into this bank with 15,000 USD. So we can assign P to 15,000. What about interest rate? Well, logically, we can see there's a R. R could refer to rate, right? So we have an interest rate of 5%. Now, the tip I would give you is to always take your interest rate to decimal. We can do that by simply dividing with 100 or moving the decimal 2 slots to the left. Right? Remember, when we have our timeline with scientific notation, we move to the left to decrease our value, right? So this would be the interest rate. What about T? Well, T would be my time in years. T is my time in years. So we can add here years, just to make it a bit simpler. Okay, so to calculate A, and then A would be my final amount. Okay, my final amount. A would be the final amount. So Peter, what does Peter want to calculate now, actually? Well, Peter wants to know what would his final amount be after 2 years. Do we have P? Well, we do. Do we have R? We do. And do we have T? Yes, we do. So nothing is stopping us from calculating the final amount. I can say 1 plus 0.05, and we're going to multiply this with the time in years, which is 2. Now I'm going to quickly type this in on a calculator. Okay, just give me 1 second. 1 plus parentheses 0.05, 2 double parentheses, so that gives me 11 over 10. So I'm going to leave it as a fraction. And let's calculate Peter's final amount. So we're going to take 15,000, we're going to multiply this with 11 over 10, and that gives me, after 2 years, Peter would have 16,500 USD with simple interest. Now there's another way we can do this. The other way would be, well, we can take 15,000, we can multiply this with 5 over 100, and that gives me 15,000 multiply 5 over 100 is 750 USD. Now, when it comes to simple interest, if I take the 750 USD, I multiply this with the 2 years, that gives me a total of 1,500. Which means Peter gets 750 USD per year. Well, what can we do now with 2 years? We can say, well, 15,000 plus 1,500, which then also gives me 16,500. So now you can see that the basic form of this equation we created, okay, again, not me, I did not create anything. I'm just teaching you guys a method that I've learned over the years. So we've created a formula to solve all these steps. So instead of doing this step, maybe let's say we have a longer period, like 25 years, we can simply use little formula, input our values, and boom, we're done. I just added an extra step here. I would recommend that you always show your work. It always depends on the math teacher. Some teachers would be okay with you skipping this method and just giving the answer. But there's other math teachers that would like you to show every single step. So instead of doing a double step over here, we can simply do one step with this formula. So now you've learned simple interest at its most basic form.